Hello students, welcome to the lecture series of fluid mechanics and hydraulic machines. Myself Dhruv Patel. In this lecture we will discuss our new chapter flow through pipe, that is chapter number 7. So let us start with course content of this chapter. So first topic will be types of losses in the pipe. So there will be many types of losses in the pipe. We will discuss first of all various major losses in the pipe, that is also known as Darcy Weisbach equation. Then after we will discuss various minor losses. After that hydraulic gradient line and total energy lines, and our next topic will be siphon, and our last topic from this chapter will be equivalent pipes. So let us start our first theory or our basic of the pipe losses. So what do you mean by pipe losses? So student, what is the pipe losses, or what is the main reason behind losses in the pipe, whether it is major losses or whether it is minor losses? So first of all, you can say this: when the fluid is flowing through a pipe, the fluid experiences some resistance due to which some energy will be lost from the fluid, that is known as losses of the pipe. That will be due to friction, due to bends, due to various types of fitting, right? So first of all, energy losses will be classified in the two categories. First category will be our major losses and second category will be our minor losses. So let us understand step by step. So in the major energy losses, what do you mean by major energy losses? So as shown in this sketch, one pipe is here, right? From the pipe one fluid is flowing in the right hand side direction. So always at the boundary level some friction will be there between fluid and pipe. So that major losses occurs due to friction between pipe and fluid at the boundary, that is known as our major losses. That derivation is also called as Darcy Weisbach equation. Clear? So you have to remember that you have to derive Darcy Weisbach equation in your first main theory. Second one will be our minor energy losses. So there will be many types of minor energy losses. First losses will be sudden expansion. Suppose this is pipe of a diameter D1, let us call this is pipe of a diameter D1, that diameter is 10 centimeter, and suddenly pipe is expanding to the diameter D2, that is called as 20 centimeter. So that is at here, this is called as sudden expansion. So first losses of minor type, that will be from sudden expansion type. Second losses will be sudden contraction. Exactly opposite to that, suppose our main pipe will be of 20 centimeter and our next pipe will be of 10 centimeter. So there will be a suddenly contraction in the pipe. So fluid losses will be there also. So that is known as sudden contraction. Third losses in the bends in pipe. So there will be many types of bend. Generally you have seen 90-degree bends or elbow you can say, but in the industry or in the practical side 45-degree, 30-degree or 60-degree bends are available. So this is losses due to bends in the pipe, but these are the minor losses in the pipe, you have to remember this. Next one is pipe fitting. So in the pipe fittings there will be many accessories of the pipe which will be considered in the pipe fitting. First one will be valve, then flange, then coupling. All the instruments or all the extra fittings are considered in a pipe fittings in the pipe assembly. And last losses will be from obstruction in the pipe. Suppose in the any type of a suppose this is my pipe with the any type of a diameter, but in this pipe suppose here one obstruction is there or here one also obstruction is there. So due to this obstruction some losses might be there, that is known as losses due to obstruction in the pipe. Clear students? So there will be 5 types of losses in the minor categories. First one will be expansion, then contraction, then bend, then various pipe fitting, and at last various obstruction in the pipe. Clear students? So overall there will be 2 types of losses in the pipe. First one will be major losses, this is due to friction, and second one will be minor losses, that is due to various assemblies or various fittings or various bends in a pipe. We have to derive equation for major losses in this video. So let us start with the major losses in the pipe, that is known as Darcy Weisbach equation. So let us understand sketch of the Darcy Weisbach equation at first. So here uniform diameter pipe is available. At the 1-1 section, at the inlet side pressure is P1 and at the outlet side of the pipe pressure is P2. 2. So you can see this inlet side pressure P1 and at the outlet side pressure is P2. If the flow is flowing in the right hand side direction, this is flow direction, this is also flow direction. So friction losses will be opposite to the flow direction. This is known as frictional losses. Clear students? You have to remember this. Frictional losses is always in the opposite direction of the flow losses. So this is basic sketch of Darcy Weisbach equation. So from this sketch, let us derive major losses equation from the pipe. So first of all, we can apply Bernoulli equation for the section 1 and section 2. So student, do you remember what do you mean by Bernoulli equation? So Bernoulli equation is basically P by rho g plus V square by 2g plus Z is equal to constant for all cross section of the pipe. So we can apply for point 1 and point 2. So here we can write P by rho g plus V square by 2g plus Z1 for point 1 and P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2 plus HF, that will be losses for the real flow consideration, right? As the pipe is horizontal, so we can say here Z1 is equal to Z2 and here diameter is uniform, right? So here discharge is also uniform. So we can write Q is equal to A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. Here A1 and A2 will be same. So we can write V1 is equal to V2. So we can also say V1 is equal to V2 because diameter is uniform. So area is also uniform. So we can cancel out A1 and A2. So remember is V1 is equal to V2, that is diameter of the pipe is same in the both cross section. So we can remove Z1 and Z2 from this equation and also V1 and V2 is same. So we can also remove. So our next step will be P1 by rho g is equal to P2 by rho g plus losses HF. Let us make HF as a subject. So HF will be P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g. So we can also write P1 minus P2 is equal to rho g into HF. That will be our equation number 1. Clear students? And after that we will derive another equation of P1 minus P2 from this sketch, and then after we will solve equations. So forces acting on the fluid between section 1 and 2 are. So here mainly 3 types of forces are acting. At the inlet side of the pipe, forces will be due to pressure P1. At the outlet side, forces due to pressure P2. And at the opposite direction, that is known as frictional losses F1. So there are 3 forces in the pipe. First one will be pressure forces at the section 1, that is due to P1. So we can write pressure P1 and its area A. Next one will be pressure forces at the section 2, that means P2 into A, and then after frictional losses due to F1. So we can solve horizontal forces in this pipe. So let us resolve horizontal forces of this pipe. So first of all we can write right hand side forces P1 into A minus P2 into A is minus because it is in the left hand side direction. So we can write minus P2 into A minus F1 is also in the left hand side. So we can write minus F1 is equal to 0 from this sketch. So from this sketch here F1 is frictional losses in the pipe, that is unknown. We have to find value of F1 at first and then we will put value of F1 in this equation. So we have to remember this, F1 is equal to frictional losses, that will be frictional resistance per unit area into weighted area into velocity square. So we can write F1, that means F1 is equal to F dash, that means frictional losses per unit area, then weighted area, that is known as pi dl for the L length of the pipe, and next one will be V square, that is velocity square. So in this equation we can put value of F1. So from above equation we can write F dash as it is, instead of pi into d, that means periphery or perimeter we can say. So we can write pi into d is equal to perimeter P, L remains as it is and V square is as it is. So we can also write F1 is equal to F dash P into L into V square. So let us put value of F1 in our above equation. So from the above equation we can write P1 minus P2 into A common is equal to F1. So instead of F1 we can put value of F1 here is F dash into P into L into velocity square. So we can find value of P1 minus P2 is equal to F dash PL V square divided by area A. This is our equation number 2. But from the equation number 1, we can remember this from the equation number 1, P1 minus P2 will be rho G into HF. So we can compare equation number 1 and equation number 2. So we can find value of P1 minus P2 at the both end side. So let us compare our equation number 1 and equation number 2. So from the equation number 1, P1 minus P2 is equal to rho G into HF, and from the equation number 2, P1 minus P2 is equal to F dash into PL V square divided by A. So we can rearrange terms as like this. We can write F dash divided by rho G here from this hand side. We can write P by A here separately, and we can retain L into V square as it is. Clear, students? So next one is our P by A ratio. Here P is weighted perimeter and A is cross-sectional area. For the L length and D diameter pipe, weighted perimeter will be pi into D and cross-sectional area will be pi by 4 D square. So after solving this, P by A ratio will be 4 by D. So in the above equation, we can put P by A is equal to 4 by D. So let us put it. HF is equal to F dash by rho G as it is. P instead of P by A, we can write 4 by D into L into V square. So let us rearrange the term. So we can write F dash by rho G as it is 4L V square divided by D. So instead of F dash by rho G, we can write F by 2 because F is known as coefficient of friction, or also we can say frictional coefficient. So we can write this equation here. Instead of F dash, we can write here F by 2. Other terms will be as it is. So 4L V square divided by GD remains as it is. So from the simplification, we can write our final equation HF will be 4FL V square divided by 2GD, where 4F, that is known as coefficient of friction. So we have to remember small f is friction coefficient or coefficient of friction. Clear, students? So that is simple method of derivation of the major energy losses due to Darcy Weisbach equation. This equation is called as losses due to friction or Darcy Weisbach equation. So in the Darcy Weisbach equation, HF will be 4FL V square divided by 2GD, where F is coefficient of friction. So how can we find coefficient of friction? In the examination, value of F is always unknown. So we have to find value of F by ourselves. So there is two equation of value of F. First equation will be F is 16 by RE. In case of Reynolds number less than 2000, so if the Reynolds number less than 2000, the flow will be viscous flow. So in the examination, you have to first find out Reynolds number by rho Vd by mu. You have to remember equation of Reynolds number, right? So Reynolds number is equal to rho Vd by mu. If the Reynolds number less than 2000, then frictional losses will be 16 by RE because it is viscous flow. And if the Reynolds number will be greater than 4000, then the flow will be turbulent. In that case, frictional losses small f, that will be 0.079 divided by Reynolds number raised to 1 by 4. So you have to remember these two equations for the frictional losses f. Clear, students? So let us revise Darcy Weisbach equation, which is also known as major losses in the pipe. So first of all, we have to take one pipe with the diameter D and uniform length L, right? So in this pipe, one cross section 1 and second cross section is 2. So let us apply first of all Bernoulli equation for cross section 1 and cross section 2. So after applying Bernoulli equation between two cross section, we can also say that Z1 is equal to Z2 because our pipe is horizontal. So here we can cancel out Z1 and Z2 in above equation, and here D1 is equal to D2. So our area A1 is equal to E2. So we can also write A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. So V1 is equal to V2. So from the simplification, Z1 and Z2 got cancelled and V1 and V2 got cancelled. So our equation will be P1 by rho G is equal to P2 by rho G plus HF. From this equation, we can find value of P1 minus P2, that is our equation number 1. In the next step, we have to apply or we have to balance horizontal forces in the sketches. So first horizontal forces will be in the right hand side, that will be due to pressure P1, that is our P1 into A. Second force is due to pressure P2, that is in the left hand side. So we have to take it as a negative, that will be P2 into A. Third will be frictional forces F1. So next we have to resolve the horizontal forces. From the resolving we can get this equation. In this equation frictional losses F1 is unknown. So we have to find F1 as a frictional losses or frictional coefficient into weighted area into velocity square. So from this equation we can find F1 value as F dash into PLV square. Let us put value of frictional resistance in our above equation. So above equation will become P1 minus P2 is equal to F dash into PLV square divided by area. That will be our equation number 2. But here we have to remember our equation number 1 will be P1 minus P2 is equal to rho G into HF. So in the equation number 1 and in the equation number 2, left hand side is common, that is P1 minus P2. So we can compare right hand side for the both equation. So if we compare right hand side for the both equation, we can find this equation. From this equation we want to find value of frictional losses HF. So HF will be this number. Clear students? Here P by A. P is weighted perimeter, that is known as pi d, and area will be pi by 4 d square. So instead of P by A we can also write 4 by d. So from the rearranging term we can write F dash by rho is equal to F by 2, that is our frictional coefficient. So at last our frictional losses HF will be 4FL V square divided by 2GD, that is also called as Darcy Weisbach losses, right? In this equation how can we find our frictional coefficient F? So there will be two equation for the frictional losses F. First one will be for the Reynolds number less than 2000, that will be for the viscous flow, and second one will be for the turbulent flow. Clear students? So for the viscous flow, if the Reynolds number rho Vd by mu less than 2000, then small f will be 16 by Re as shown in this equation, and if the Reynolds number greater than 4000, then small f will be 0.079 divided by Reynolds number raised to 1 by 4. In this equation L is the length of pipe, V is the velocity of pipe, and small d, that means diameter of the pipe. Clear students? So that is it from the today's point of view. Thank you for watching my lecture and keep connected.